Are you looking for some ideas for using that Christmas paper even though the holiday season is over? Hi, I'm Jess from JessCrafts.com and I'm here to help you make the most of your crafty supplies and time. So let's get making. Today I wanted to share one of my favorite ways to use extra Christmas paper, and that is for Valentine's cards. And the reason that I think of Valentine's Day as an excellent way to use additional Christmas paper is because Christmas tends to have some red and increasingly more often pink in the papers, which is also great for Valentine's cards. Also for me, I find that a lot of Valentine collections are a little bit more, like the sentiments and some of the images or things like that are just a little bit more on the I want to say lovey-dovey side. Like I tend to make Valentine cards that are close to encouragement cards. I make a lot of them for donations, so I don't necessarily want the same sort of imagery and words that someone might be sending to someone who is they're close to, or a close family member, that kind of thing. So these papers are a great alternative. I have a couple of collections from scrapbook.com. The Mary patterned collection had several pieces that I thought would work well. This paper is kind of meant to look like candy stripes, but I think that works really well for Valentine's Day as well. There's a red dot and then this triangle paper. Now the backs of these are much more Christmassy. I think, maybe you could use those, but those look like pretty Christmassy stars to me. But I will be using just the front side of these papers. And if you're able to pull a couple from the same collection, you can often then mix and match them across a couple of cards. Another example is this Noel pattern collection. This one did not have as many papers that were easy to pull out, but I did find this red paper, and I think there's a stripe paper in here that would be good for other times of year. But it wasn't super Valentine to me, so I didn't pull it out for today. These florals I think would make a great spring card. And then there are even some solids. I think that even this one here, it's a little bit more on the pink brown side, so I don't think it's what I'm going for today, but it could also be a good possibility. Finally, I have the Peppermint collection, and this has some of those pinks that I was referring to, although the other collection had the pinks as well. But this one actually even had this paper that has hearts on it, so I thought that was perfect to use for Valentine's Day. And again, the back sides are a little bit more on the Christmas and then winter side, and certainly you can use them to make Christmas paper to make winter cards, but I think Valentine cards are a great use of them. So I'm going to be combining some of those pattern papers that I just talked about and picked out for my Christmas collections with 6x8 paper busting template for A2 cards number 29. This template makes 4 A2 size cards without any pattern paper scraps. I do have some 6x8 paper busting templates that only make 2 cards, which would let you use up your Christmas paper a little bit faster, but I still think this was a fun design to share, and it combined well with a new Valentine product that I had purchased. And I like to do that sometimes where I combine some older products that I have with something brand new to kind of encourage me to use some of those older products. And specifically I'm talking about the Lawn Fawn Critter Conversation Hearts stamp set that I will be using on the cards today. So I'm going to show you how to cut your pattern paper when using tools like paper trimmers. Please follow all manufacturers' safety instructions. This template is available in a 10 or 30 pack on Etsy, depending on how many templates that you want to get at one time. But each template shows you different ways to use 6x8 pattern paper on A2 cards without scraps. So the first thing I'm going to do is you could take this approach 2 different ways. You could cut the 4 3x4 pieces that everything is cut from. So each, the purple area, the pink area, that's 3x4 inches. But actually what I want to do is cut this whole long strip here at one time, because I think that will actually be easier, but it might be a little bit more tricky to follow what goes where. So I'm going to start by cutting 1 3/4. I'll try to say the measurements really clearly so that if you don't have the template, you can just write down the measurements. So this is 1 3/4 by 8 inches. And then we are going to cut 2 1/2 inches off the bottom. So from 8, I'll measure down to 6 1/2. And then the next cut is 1 1/2. So I'll bring it to 4 inches. And those are for one card. And the next set, I'm gonna do the same way. I'm starting at 4 inches. I'm gonna cut to 2.5 and 1.5, but I'll be able to make both cuts at the same time. So these are half of the pieces I need for one card. You can use like trays or something to sort the pieces so that you don't lose what you need. Now the next half of those cards, I'm probably going to combine my patterned papers, but you could be using the fact that these are double-sided if you were, say, making Christmas cards or you had a pattern paper that you wanted to use both sides of. Okay, so the next thing I need is 1 1/4 inch. And I currently have 4 1/4 inches, so I'm bringing it to the 3-inch mark. And this 1 1/4 inch strip, I'm going to cut 1 inch off the bottom. Then I'm going to cut 3 inches. So that'll bring me to the 4-inch mark. So from 8 down to 7 and then to 4. And then again, we're gonna cut 1 inch off the bottom. And we're gonna take this 1-inch piece and 3-inch piece, and that's one for each card. So I will keep just sorting them into the piles. This is the part of the process that I like to be really like careful and precise with, because then going forward, if I keep things sorted, it's really easy to assemble the cards at the end. So I have all 4 pieces that I need. I would cut this next bit of the paper the same way, and I'm gonna cut multiple sheets of patterned paper, all with this same cutting measurement. The measurements again, 1 3/4 by 1.5, 1 3/4 by 2.5, 1 1/4 by 3, and 1 1/4 by 1 inch. I'm also gonna cut mats, and they're gonna be 1/4 inch bigger. I'm gonna actually use this like blue aqua color for my card mats. And I kind of hesitated to share this, but I wanted to use this color, even though I'm not gonna pull it in anywhere else on the card, which is a little bit unusual for me. Usually maybe I'll pull it in the sentiment or some of the other colors. However, I think when a card has too much pink that some people interpret as being for a particular group of people, and I want my cards to have a large appeal because I donate a lot of my cards, and there are Valentine jokes on jesscrafts.com. And so I wanna make sure that whoever is sorting my cards or deciding to distribute them, when they look at them, they just look like they'd be great for anyone. So I wanna add in a variety of colors. So that's my motivation there. And it's just, I think it is something to think about when you're donating cards. Like, do you think the cards that you're producing appeal to only a small subset of people? Whether that's, you know, I mean, it could be like cards can have in some people's mind kind of like they look like they're for kids, and that's not necessarily a bad thing if you're donating to an organization that serves kids. But there are things like that to keep in mind. So I'm going to use this blue cardstock, and like I said, my mats are 1/4 inch bigger. So for the pieces that were 1 1/4 wide, I'm going to need 1 1/2 inch wide pieces of cardstock. Generally, I find these measurements easier to do like subtracting from the larger side. So I had 7.5 inches, and so I tried to trim it down to 6, so I'd have 1.5 left on the end. That's where I'm getting that. And then the measurements were 3 inches tall, so I'll need a 3 1/4 inch. And then I will also need a 1 1/4 inch piece of cardstock because it was 3 inches long and 1 inch long. So those are 2 of the mats that I need. Again, just kind of sorting things into my trays here. And then this piece, I can't cut both mats out of it, but I'll try to get as much as I can. And then if you've seen my channel before, you know I'll take these little bits and turn them into fake foam tape and probably prop up some of my stamps later, like some of my stamped images. Okay, and then the other measurement that I need, it was 1 3/4 inch wide, so I'm going to need mats that are 2 inch wide. So I'm going to cut 2 inches off the edge here, which is bringing me back to 1.5. All right, so my 2 inch piece, I don't know if this is long enough, but I always try to use my scraps first, so that's why I'm working with some smaller pieces. And particularly because these ones don't, like the measurements aren't perfectly divisible. Sometimes if I need like a 4 1/4 inch piece of mat, I'm going to start with an 8.5 inch paper because 4 1/4 is half of 8.5. And so I can get some things measured easily that way. Okay, so this is 2 inches for the ones that are 1 3/4 inch wide. And then the other measurement is 2 3/4. And then 1 3/4. So I was able to get the 2 pieces that I needed out of that scrap. And so then there's all of the cardstock mats that I need for 1 card. I'll keep cutting. I did cut 2 pieces of pattern paper as of now, so I will need 8 sets of mats because I have 8 sets of pattern paper. I want to talk briefly about my embellishments. It kind of did inspire me to choose my sketch. I wanted a sketch that I thought would work well with these particular stamps, and they are from, as I mentioned earlier, the Critter Conversation Hearts from Lawn Fawn. There are some punny sentiments included in the stamp set and just some regular Valentine sentiments, but my sentiment actually came from a different set. It is the add-on for it. And the reason I did that is I wanted a very general sentiment. So I stamped 2 sets of, I picked 4 of the critters, I stamped 2 sets of them. I kind of thought about which ones would I color in a neutral way. I left out the fox because I tend to want to color the fox in oranges, and I wasn't sure what pattern paper I was going to be using. But by picking all the critters at one time, I was then able to color them all with some similarities. So I just decided that all the hearts would be the same color, all the hearts would be dark at the top and lighter at the bottom. All of the critters, I would put the shadow colors wherever they were touching the heart, so that, because the heart would probably cast a shadow onto them. And then I just cut out them with the dies and in kind of batches, 2 at a time, so that I had a set of embellishments ready to go. And I will glue some of my scraps of cardstock together to pop these up on my cards. And I did stamp this in VersaFine black ink. I think that it reads really, it gives a nice dark impression even over Copic coloring because it's a pigment ink. And so that sits a little bit more on top of the paper, but you do need to give it a good amount of drying time for that reason. Let's put together one of the cards according to the sketch. I keep my sketch off to the side for reference, and I have decided to mix 2 of the pattern papers. While this pattern paper is double-sided, I only chose 1 today because the other sides, I was gonna say they're more Christmassy, but I don't actually remember what the other sides of this one look like. I thought these 2 sides particularly worked well for Valentine's type cards. And I like to use liquid glue for a layout like this so that it makes it a little bit easier to line things up in a grid. I don't worry if everything is perfectly spaced. I do kind of try to take a look and place things down where, about where I think they should go. But if it winds up there's a little more room on the top or bottom, or if there's a little more room, say, between the 2 rows than there is between 2 elements in the same row, that's also fine with me. I'm not trying to be perfect. I am trying to have fun, use my paper efficiently, enjoy my supplies, etc. And so then I will also add my little stamped and colored bunny here. I did put a little bit of that fake foam tape, as mentioned, behind the bunny. And there was a time when I was cutting the patterned paper and I made a mistake. On these ones here, I cut this piece too short and this piece too long. And so the way that I worked with that is I just decided that since I wouldn't have, if I tried to do the mix thing the same way, the proportions would be different. So I kept this paper that was cut wrong, both of them on 1 card, and then I used the other half on another card. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. But basically I just didn't panic. I cut my cardstock mats a little bit differently, and I just decided these cards would look a little different in the end. I'd mix the patterns in a little bit different of a way, but I was still able to mix up the patterns. Mistakes happen. The measurements are there. I don't know why I cut it wrong, but I did want to show you that I was able to easily address it, and it was just that 1 bit of the paper. So I was able to create 8 cards with this sketch and 2 sheets of Christmas patterned paper, but for Valentine cards. And as mentioned previously, I will leave you a link to Valentine jokes and places where you can donate your cards if that's something that you're interested in. If you found this video helpful, here's another video where you can find more ideas for enjoying your crafty time and supplies. Let me know you like this video with a share to your crafty community, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next template or tutorial, and check the video description for product links. See you in the next video.